Abraham Lincoln. Born on February 12, 1809, in a Kentucky log cabin, Lincoln rose from poverty and self-education to become the 16th President of the United States. His leadership during the Civil War and his role in ending slavery have immortalized him as one of the nation's greatest figures. Yet the story of Lincoln's life and presidency is far more complex than the saintly image carved into Mount Rushmore. Behind the legend lies a man who bent laws and made morally gray choices. One of the most controversial acts of Lincoln's presidency was his suspension of habeas corpus. Determined to crush secessionist sentiment, he authorized the arrest of thousands of civilians without trial. Political opponents, journalists, and even state legislators were jailed merely for criticizing the government. Lincoln also did not tolerate wartime censorship, shutting down newspapers that opposed him. These acts, justified as military necessities, trampled basic civil liberties and expanded presidential power beyond constitutional limits. Even Lincoln's greatest moral achievement, the Emancipation Proclamation, was complicated. The decree freed enslaved people only in Confederate-held territories, places beyond federal control, while leaving slavery untouched in loyal border states such as Kentucky and Maryland. Lincoln himself admitted that the Emancipation was a strategic weapon to weaken the Confederacy and not a humanitarian mission. For much of his career, he supported the ideal of colonization, encouraging freed black Americans to migrate to Africa or Central America rather than remaining in the United States. Lincoln's wartime policies also brought immense suffering to civilians. By approving General Sherman's March to the Sea and other total war strategies, he allowed Union troops to destroy Southern farms, railroads, and cities. These tactics hastened victory but inflicted starvation and displacement on thousands. Similarly, his decision in 1862 to approve the mass execution of 38 Dakota men after a brief and unjust trial remains a stain on his record, the largest government-ordered hanging in United States history. Domestically, Lincoln's Civil War draft was deeply unfair. Wealthier citizens could pay $300 to hire substitutes, while the poor, especially immigrants, were forced to serve. This inequality sparked riots and bloodshed in cities like New York. At the same time, Lincoln's government oversaw enormous war profiteering and corruption, which he largely ignored in favor of maintaining political loyalty. His famous team of rivals cabinet, often praised for its diversity of thought, was in reality a nest of infighting and betrayal that consumed his energy and delayed major decisions. He could be cold, sarcastic, and occasionally cruel in his humor, mocking rivals in a debate and using biting wit to humiliate opponents. He repeatedly stated that saving the Union came before freeing the enslaved, writing in 1862, "If I could save the Union without freeing any slave, I would do it." In the end, Abraham Lincoln's greatness and his flaws cannot be separated. However, to truly appreciate him is to understand that his humanity, while deeply flawed, still contributed to some of the biggest political ideologies of America.